Hello, everybody. This is herbigWoW, and this is the start of an unnamed podcast so far. Today, my first guest ever is TheAGamer, and you can catch him on YouTube. He streams daily from 10 a.m. to about noon, Monday through Saturday, and not on Sundays. Hello, Mr. Gamer.
Hello.
So, how long have you been gaming? How long have you been in the YouTube scene?
I say it's been like 5 or 6 years. Well, I joined YouTube at like 2009 or something like that, or 2008. I don't know. But I did start doing videos around like 2010, 2011.
Okay. And I know the other day you just hit 400 subs on your YouTube channel just from live streaming alone, right?
I believe so. I think I was live streaming. What was I live streaming? I don't know if it was Doom or if it was something else.
It was before you started streaming Doom.
Oh, then it was probably. Oh, I think it may have been Elder Scrolls, maybe. Let me see.
Yes, I think it was ESO Online.
Yeah, I was playing Elder Scrolls Online, and I just reached 400 subs.
That's awesome. So, are there any games that you're looking forward to?
Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. It wasn't ESO.
That's fine.
It was Star Wars. It was Star Wars The Force Unleashed. That was when I reached 400.
Okay.
There we go. That's correct. I was like, something's not right here. Was it Elder Scrolls or was it something else?
Okay, so first let's get this out of the way. What do you stream on? Are you PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo? What is your jam?
I generally stream through almost every type of gaming device possible. I have Elgato, so I can pretty much record the stuff from record/stream the stuff from the PC, but the gameplay takes place on a console and all that. So
Okay.
I can use that and be like, "Hey guys." But
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm more of a PC type of person.
Okay. And so since you're a gamer, is there any games that have come out recently or that are going to come out this year that you're really looking forward to?
I've heard from some of my viewers telling me that there's a new Doom game that will be coming out, which is Doom 2 from Bethesda. I'm kind of excited to see what that's gonna be like. If it's gonna give me the like Doom, like the classic Doom 2 feel or something like that, or I don't know. But other than that, I know for a fact that there's this one game.
That's helpful.
I know. I'm sorry. I know. I'm not being specific, but I'm trying to look for it right now. Actually, I think I may have it on my wish list on Steam.
Okay, so you use Steam as a client to hold your games, right? Do you use while you're looking for that? Do you use any other type of gaming platform like Steam? Is there any others that you use?
I also have like Origin, which is like electronic art games. There's also Ubisoft, well, which is Uplay.
Okay, and then you do have Battle.net.
There's also Battle.net, yes, for like Overwatch, World of Warcraft,
Oh,
Diablo, if I ever get hands on Diablo.
and I don't know if you heard, but the newest, I cannot remember the name. Oh man,
Can you give me like a hint of what it is? Then maybe I can help you.
it's a sequel to a game. Oh, this is awful. I've been seeing news about it everywhere today. The game in space, that's not helpful either.
Are you talking about Prey?
Destiny 2.
Destiny. Okay.
Destiny 2 is going to be the first non-Blizzard game on the Battle.net.
Wait, I thought Destiny wasn't even a Blizzard game.
It's not. It's an Activision game, but Activision owns Blizzard.
Oh, okay.
So, and from my understanding, as of today, they're not going to be releasing Destiny 2 onto Steam, but we'll see if that changes.
Okay.
I don't know if it will or not.
It's only one way to find out.
But yeah, so Prey's another good one.
Yeah, I heard of interesting things about Prey. It kind of gave the people that sort of like what's the word? I can't say it gave it that Skyrim feel.
It would make sense. It's made by Bethesda.
Yeah, but like there's something about the gameplay in that just feels relatively like different but interesting at the same time.
Well, it's been in a development for a long time. I remember seeing stuff for it back during E3 2009, I think. So, and they've made changes to it. I don't remember what exactly, but yeah. So let me ask you this: what do you feel like is your most successful series on your channel?
Oh, like what got me the most views, for
Yeah,
example?
not even most views. What do you think is the most successful? What series do you feel like got you the most people to start watching and pay attention to you?
I say it may have to have been Subnautica, probably.
Subnautica. And for people who don't know, could you explain what that is?
Subnautica is like a open world, it's an open world adventure game where you can explore the depths of this this large ocean. But however, it doesn't take place on Earth. I will say that right now. It actually takes place
Okay.
on a distant planet.
Okay. So here's another question. So you like games that seem like more open world, that you can do pretty much whatever. Am I right to assume that?
Pretty much, yeah. Skyrim's a good example. Subnautica's another one I like.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How many times have you seen or heard video games being blamed for children or teenagers or even adults causing mass violent events or committing suicide, and pretty much just being used by political leaders as scapegoats to support their own agenda?
Oh wow. I know for a fact that Grand Theft Auto is a good example of
Okay.
this exact topic. Like, let's just say that, I mean, the things that you can do on Grand Theft Auto, it can influence the minds of mostly younger audiences, and it can force them to do things that really they shouldn't be doing, but they'll do it anyway.
Okay, but with me being a gamer as well and knowing there is a rating system, right?
Yeah, there's like
That's
the rating system, like rated E, 10 plus, T, M, and there's a bunch of those old classic like rating systems that they had back in the day, but they don't use those anymore.
they do use the ESRP, which does give out the ratings that you just listed off, as well as I think it's AO, which is adult only.
Oh yeah, there was some AO stuff. I remember that.
Um, but you know, do you feel that video games though have become a daily activity and just part of home life, as well as mobile games on your phone?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So do you think we should blame the gamers or the publishers, the makers of the game, for putting out the video game if say some teenager decides, oh well, I stole a car and ran over a hooker in Grand Theft Auto. I'm going to steal a car and run over some lady in the street in real life. Who do you think is to blame? Is it the publishers and the creators of the game, or is it the person, or is it both?
Honestly, I don't think it's either. If there's anybody to blame, I mean, you can't blame the developers for making a game. It's their game. I mean, if there's anybody to blame, it's the parents. They need to be supervising their children to make sure they aren't doing these games that they aren't allowed to be playing. Like, you got this 12-year-old kid playing a rated M game, which is 17 plus.
Yes. And I think anybody who's played Call of Duty has run into what what they call the squeakers.
Yeah, squeakers.
Those kids who haven't hit puberty that aren't 17 or
Yeah,
older.
yeah.
So let me just hit you with this quick fact. Did you know that they did a study? I'm trying to find out where, but they did a study where they took doctors who were avid video game players and they let them play a video game 30 minutes before they did a surgery. And they found out that those surgeons had enhanced visual attention skills and visual memory. So their work came out better than if they would have just gone in there without playing a game. They also continued that study and tried it with doctors that rarely played or never played a video game 30 minutes before and found out that they were more precise and had enhanced visual attention skills and memory skills. So if video games are helping doctors in positive ways, why do we think it's hindering kids? And we get all these politics and political leaders saying, if you play a game, you're not going to have good hand-eye coordination and you're not going to be as skilled in certain areas as people who go outside and play.
Honestly, I think it's also dependent on the occupation as well. Like, there's some occupations where, like, if you do video games and then, it will help with certain occupations, but not all of them.
All right, let me hit you with this fact. Not just doctors, but both police force and military are using video games to train their officers and troops. What they do is they mix video games and live action training. And both, when the troop has been put through both, again, they have an increase in memory and visual attention skills. And the video game players, they had way more potential to identify an enemy target faster than those who didn't. And being a soldier or a police officer, you need to be able to see that.
I think a good game example for this in particular probably has to be the Arma series, because there's it's more of a military simulator or something like that. Like, Arma's a good example of where these soldiers are learning from, like how to identify enemies and whatnot.
Yes, I agree with that. So would you say too that and follow me on this limb, that in the same way gun owners don't blame the gun for a shooting, that most gamers won't blame the game or the publisher, but they'll blame the person committing the act? Do you think that's it? That it's kind of in the same boat, that gamers won't blame the game, and that they're kind of blind to the fact that maybe it could be the game?
I'm sorry, I spaced out a little bit there.
Okay. Do you think gamers kind of turn a blind eye and say it's not the game, it's the person? Just like, not turning a blind eye, but knowing it's not the game. Just like gun owners don't blame a gun for going out and shooting people, they blame the person.
Yeah, I think it's more of it's like that saying, don't blame the object, blame the user that's using that object. More like
that's really good saying. I actually haven't heard that.
Yeah, I've heard it plenty of times. Don't blame the object, blame the user.
Okay, so another thing that I've heard, and I want to get your opinion on, is that a lot of people say that gaming makes you a recluse and keeps you inside, and you don't get to meet new people or forge friendships or connections at all with anybody outside of you sitting on a couch in a room on a computer or with a controller in your hand playing a game. What do you think about that statement?
I know for a fact that it definitely does not help with in real life relationships. I mean, it does help with, like, virtual relationships, but not real life relationships.
I actually disagree with you on that.
Oh.
Yes. All right. So personally, I play World of Warcraft, which is an MMORPG, which, for those that don't know, is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. And through playing that, I have played with people from different regions, different ethnic groups, social classes, money classes, everything. I've played with police officers, military personnel, high school students, business owners, hairstylists, parents, you name it. And we all came together working towards whatever goal we had, whether it was taking down a boss in a raid or killing the enemy team in PvP, which stands for player versus player, for those that don't know. And let me also bring this up. A little mobile game you might have heard called Pokemon Go.
Oh, Pokemon Go. Okay, actually, now you're right. You do have a good point there. I mean, Pokemon Go can be a good example on how to meet people in real life. And, well,
Yeah, because for those that have been living under debris, rocks, whatever, in a tree, in the boondocks, whatever, Pokemon Go, it's a mobile game that you actually have to leave your house and you go around and you catch Pokemon. Not only was it insanely popular, I think it might still be the #1 app all across iOS and Android phones. But you pick one of 3 teams: Mystic, Instinct, or other. I forget the other one. Valor. That's the name. You pick one of them. Oh, I'm sorry. You're Valor team, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm Valor. Sorry, guys. I chose the team that's not doing well. Well, actually, wasn't it like?
It depends on where you are.
So it depends on location.
But you pick one of 3 teams, and you can go out and you could go by yourself. But you can also end up meeting people like that and going around in a group. I do know in town there's a couple different Facebook groups, but on Tuesday nights, it doesn't matter what team you're on, they just want to get together and play Pokemon. They all meet up at a Del Taco and then walk around MSJC campus. And that's another thing. For all the people that say video games, you just sit in a corner in a dark room, all the lights off, drinking Mountain Dew, eating Doritos, and playing games. Pokemon Go encourages you, and because you kind of have to get up and walk, and you get healthy. I've seen people on the website Reddit, on the Pokemon Go subreddit, talking about how Pokemon Go is pretty much saving their life because they're going out and walking, and they use kilometers, and they have eggs that you hatch at 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers, and 10, and a few people have gone out and decided to just walk, and it's pretty much saving their lives. People have dropped hundreds of pounds just by playing this game, by going out and walking a little bit every day. Most of the time, it's at least 10 kilometers so they can hatch their eggs.
Yeah, that seems like that seems like a lot of eggs that people get from there. It's like 10 kilometers, or maybe 5. Yes. Now,
Yeah.
I guess honestly for this topic, I think it's more dependent on like what the game it is they're playing. Like if they don't have like a thing that is able to play Pokemon Go, I think it's like they can't really make friends. But if they do have a phone, just get Pokemon Go. Boom, you can make friends like that.
Yeah, and let me ask you this. You play Grand Theft Auto. I've played Grand Theft Auto. A lot of people have. Can I just ask, are you a serial killer?
What? No. Of course not.
That sounded very sarcastic.
No, I'm not. Why would I just go? Why would I do that?
Okay, and I play Madden, and I know your brother plays Madden.
Listen, guys, if I was a serial killer, I probably wouldn't be right now. That's all I can say. I would not do that.
But just like you're not a serial killer playing Grand Theft Auto, I'm not a sports superstar because I played the latest Madden game, right?
Right.
So, and yeah, you'll come across people online, right? We all know those people, the guys that are just having a bad day and being a dick, and oh, they'll say, terrible things about your mother, and say, call you terrible names and say I'm going to kill you. But most of the time, that's all fluff, right?
Yeah, it's just threats that make you scared.
And I know, and I've heard the argument, and I've seen the news articles about the 2 or 3 people that did actually snap and go and kill the person that they threatened. But let's think about this. Is that the game's fault? Or is that person just a psychopath that should have been monitored more closely by people?
Honestly, you're right about that. Like, they should have been supervised. Like, why would you let your kids or whatever, like, say this stuff?
Yeah, and I'm a father. I have children.
But of course, a lot of the times, it's not always just kids that say this stupid stuff. It can be grown
it's adults
people.
too.
It's adults too.
Yeah.
Honestly, for adults, they're just idiots. They're just psychopaths that just, like, haven't learned better and all that.
Yeah, and for any people that are thinking, oh, well, they're defending it really hard. I am a parent. I do have children. I don't let them play anything like that. I don't let them play Grand Theft Auto. I don't let them play Payday 2, which is a game where you're a criminal and you rob places and getting money. They play Minecraft and they play Overwatch. But they know that and they play against not real people. They play against bots, which is AI. And that's it. That's what I let them play. I'm trying to think if they play anything else. I don't think so. At least not right now. When they get older, yeah, I'll open it up a little bit more. I'll let them play Super Mario. I'll let them play Sonic. I'll let them play, the good old stuff. But all right, let me ask you this: if say you're having a bad day, you're real pissed off, you can't physically hit somebody because you don't want to go to jail or anything. Are you more likely to sit there and pent up your aggression and hold it in, like politics say you should, and so that one day you will eventually snap and hurt someone in real life? Or are you more likely to go home, fire up Grand Theft Auto, and kill a bunch of computer-generated beings, which are pretty much just 1 and 0s? Thinking about it, since you're on a computer, what are you more likely to do?
If, like, you just murder a bunch of people in the game?
Yeah, like, what are you more likely to do if you're pissed off? Are you more likely to just sit there and stay pissed off for a really long time?
Oh, most certainly, it's not going to be like you're actually going to really do this. What will probably happen is you're probably just going to just break something, most likely.
Or even instead of that, you can just go home, fire up your GTA game or whatever game where you're the character and you can do what you want and do what you want. Right?
Yeah.
Don't you think that's a better alternative than actually holding it in or going out and hurting a bunch of people, just doing it on there, just having a crazy time? Because in GTA 5 you can get into the military base and you have cops chasing you and pedestrians in your way. And
yeah, the most common thing people like to do in the military base is just get a jet.
And it's fun, right?
Yeah,
even though you're super pissed off, as soon as you get in that jet and start flying around and blowing stuff up, you're having a good time. You're not pissed off anymore, right?
I think I think the lesson here is you want to stay in your own little bubble. You have your own little bubble. You can keep yourself like like self-controlled in or something like that.
Yes, and I agree with that. You know, some games show you that there's no consequences, but you need to know, and everybody needs to know, that is just a game. Real
You
life,
need to know your limits.
real life has real life consequences, and you're not able to do what you want. And just like freedom of speech, you have the freedom to say what you want, but you have to pay the consequences on what you said, depending on what it is. But